On today's episode of WatchJRGo, it's time for something you guys have wanted to see for a very long time. A Cadillac Escalade that's about to get an engine swap. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, as I said, it's time to do the Escalade engine swap. And to do that, we're gonna load the engine back up again and move it again, and move the Escalade, and then we will marry them in what we would call a ceremonial song and dance. And it's just a really long one where you take out a bunch of 10s, 13s, and 15mm bolts, and then all of a sudden, there's a different engine. And here is that different engine. Sitting on the pallet, I bought it from LKQ, which reminds me, they want a core back, and this core is actually really expensive. I think it's an $800 core, so they're probably gonna get a core back. Anyway, this thing's ready to go, and we do have to get it back in the truck, so let's hop on a forklift, do a little bit of moving, and we should be ready to rock and roll here in a minute. Ready to rock and roll. Oh yeah. Man, we don't have to change it if you accidentally hit this thing. All right, here is the Escalade. It's been a long time, but I think it's a 2011 Escalade ESV. We figured out it's not a platinum, but it's a something. This thing hasn't been opened in 6 months or something like that. So today we're gonna move it another block to our next place, or the place we're gonna swap this engine, which we planned on being here. But now it's gonna be down the street just a hair. Tires are still up, still holding air. So we're gonna grab a tow strap, hook onto this thing real quick, just move it a little bit. I think we're gonna need the battery out of there if you wanna grab that. And let's try to pull it with this, even though it'll probably come apart. There's the jump pack, the NOCO boost. I figure we'll want to add a little bit of power just to get it around. This strap is obviously worthless, but we're gonna give it a shot. Will it work? Nobody knows. Oh, this engine's perfect, dude. It's just seized up, no problem at all. How dead's that battery? Door down. It looks like, oh, wow. It looks like it actually fired right up. Well, let's find out here.
Yeah, start it.
Yeah, start it up.
Keep trying to start it.
We'll just do this maneuver. I don't hear anything, so maybe it's completely dead. All right, I'm driving the Escalade again. It looks like the air pump just kicked on for the air suspension here. Hopefully the NOCO can hold this thing up. We don't have to go very far, but I mean, look how long it's been sitting. All that surface rust on the brake rotor there. Woo-wee! Anyway, this thing will be back on the road finally, shortly. So let's get in it, haul it down the road, and then unload the engine in the car, and we're about ready to get to it. I hope this works. That tow strap is iffy. Oh, change engine oil. We're in trouble. Seized up engine, but we better change that oil. All right, I know he's getting close. And I do worry about this tow rope. Who knows if it'll actually, it might just rip in half. Oh, here we go. Oh, I think it just ripped in half.
Oh, it just came off.
That was short-lived. Oh, the hook broke because I couldn't get the hooker. Here, let's put a D-ring on there and then put the hook on it. Try number 2, it was just the safety clip. So hopefully now we're good to go. Try number 2. Hey, we're free. Oh, no power steering. It's so hard to drive an Escalade. Whew. This thing's a tank. I'm gonna have to have both hands, which is unfortunate. All right, we got it all moved. It was an adventure, to say the least, but there's the Escalade hanging out here in the dark. Got the limited back over here. It was doing some work, and somehow that strap did not rip in half. I'm pretty surprised. You can see we got the engine out of the truck with the engine hoist here. It's ready to go in, but first, this camper has to come out. And that means, well, we need the camper for a work surface, because new lights, baby. You guys know I'm a big fan of working when there is a ton of light. So we made a little Lowe's run a minute ago, and I made a little bit of an Amazon run a few weeks ago, and well, a week ago, and we got lights. Now this camper is the perfect place to work as long as you want to be sweating, because obviously as soon as you get 15, 20 foot up in the air in a building, it gets really hot. Check this out. This is my handiwork. Oh yeah, that's up to code. We got this bushing, so you know it's up to code. But yeah, I put a box, I mounted a box. I'm kidding, we just got back from Lowe's where I bought boxes, and I just got this one sorted out, ready to rock and roll. These do have 0 to 10 volt dimming, even though we're not gonna use it this time. And we're gonna come back in and put in big eye bolts to hang these lights from. I know it's hard to hear over the rain, but now we got lights. These are gonna be insane. We are putting 9 of these bad boys in this shop, and it'll probably, I mean, it'll be blindingly bright. So right now, we're gonna tear that fluorescent light out, hang another box, and get another one of these lights up. And we're just gonna keep rocking and rolling as long as we can without moving cars. And then we can work on the Escalade and it'll look amazing. Well, when we were doing Weston's Crown Vic, I noticed there was not enough light in this shop so you guys could see what we were working on. And when we were working on the C10, we had the same problem, of course. So now we have so much light that we had to shut the middle section off because it was outrageously bright in this shop. So we put in 9 300-watt LED UFOs, just like I was rocking at the old building. And they also have 0 to 10 volt dimming. If we want, we could turn them down, and we might actually turn them down because then we could have nice even light that's not quite this bright. It is very bright. And now I'm gonna turn on that center section. I mean, it already looks good. I think you'll be able to see what we're working on very well. When we hit that middle section, pow! It is really, really, really bright. So now we've got nice even light. We're gonna put the 65 back in here, the 67 back in here, and the Model T right back here. And we've got the LS sitting here for the Escalade, and we're ready to pull the Escalade in. We gotta do a little switcheroo. We gotta put the Escalade in the back, put the engine in the front, and we'll be ready to swap it. So I am excited that we have great lighting now. This took all day. Let's turn it back off, see how bright it is? Boom. No difference. It's like having just a slight dimmer. Anyway, we did the same thing that we did at the old building as well. Every single outlet is precisely measured, every hook. Everything is within, you know, I'd say a 1/16 of an inch from the other one. So the grid's perfect, all the wires. If there was a wire on the wrong side of the beam, I took the wire down and we put new wire in and hammered it back in with Romax staples up there. So it's absolutely perfect. Everything's plugged into the same outlet. Every hook faces the same direction. It is, it might take a lot of time, but at least it's pretty when it's all wrapped up. You can kind of see it on the middle row there where we took our time. So that took all day today, which means we're probably not gonna get much Escalade work done. All right, everything is back inside. The Escalade is here, ready to be torn down. The engine is back in, ready to go in shortly. All we have to do now is the fun part. Tear the entire front clip off this thing, get it in the air, unbolt the transmission, and that should pretty much get us there. As you guys know, it's a long process and we don't have a lift at the moment, so we're gonna do it on the ground, which isn't fun, but we're gonna get it done. So that is our update on the Escalade. It's moved over, it's ready to go together. Progress, progress, check this out. In just a couple of minutes, there is a pile of Escalade over here on the floor. The Optima and the Camaro is back and working again. And this battery is next on our recharge list there. It was completely dead as well from sitting for so long. But like I said, the whole front end of this thing is apart. And now even the core support is unbolted. So we got to drain the radiator down. That's our next task. We need some bigger pans over here to drain all the coolant out of this. And we also have to go get my AC machine because we're going to go ahead and vac down the AC and just unhook it. Normally we would bend it to the side, not bend the lines, but just give it that little angle there because it has soft lines back there. But instead we're going to vac this down, go ahead and unhook it, get everything out of the way, and the Escalade will come apart pretty quick after that. So shout out to Eric. He was bored, came out here and did it all in 30 minutes.
I tried to Josh it.
Tried to do it Josh. Josh does this in about 20 minutes, so you got pretty close. That's pretty close.
That's 37.
30. You guys have seen us do the engine in Josh's Trailblazer like 4 times on this channel, and that guy can tear every bit, the whole core support all the way back to the engine in about 20 minutes. That's all it takes him. So the Escalade actually came apart pretty well as well, and that is nice, which means this engine's coming out real soon. let's get to it. All right, fans coming out. Oh, look at that, it's so easy. Okay, this line's hooking you a little bit here. Go, if you can you go that way just a hair? There you go. Close. Got her. And the fans are out. Another piece bites the dust. We pulled the fans out and then we thought, well, why don't we just keep going? We're so close. So now, there's the radiator. Just a little bit of coolant left. Oh, the coolant sprinkler. It's everywhere.
You are wrong. You said that thing was gonna fight.
I knew it.
Sorry about the green shower.
The green shower. That's the forbidden Kool-Aid right there. Man, remember green Kool-Aid? It was so good. Anyway, radiator's out. We're getting real close to an engine. All we need to do now is go get the AC machine, suck this thing down. Core support is actually, well, pretty much loose there, I think. So we're about ready to pull it out.
I was like, this is...
I don't know if this actually comes off, dude.
I don't know either. I pulled them, but then after I pulled them, I was like, I don't think I need to take those off.
I almost think
it's these right here.
All right, let's pull them. And then let's drop the hood latch. Here, start with this. Give me that guy first.
Yeah, I took them off. I was like, that looks right. Then I was like, wait a minute, that makes no sense.
Full speed.
You know me, I like to do things twice.
Well, we got started, and of course, once we get started, we don't know how to stop. So we kept right on going. We still need the AC machine to suck down the condenser up here, but all the coils are off. Most of the engine wiring harness is off. We are stuck because we need my 10mm ratchet wrenches for one job. We need my 8mm swivel sockets for the intake, and we need my fuel quick release tools, quick disconnect tools for the fuel line. And that's basically the whole top of the engine apart, just like that. I mean, what, we were out here for like 20 more minutes. It doesn't take any time to strip these engines, so.
No.
When you know where you're going, it is a very fast job. All the injectors are unhooked, the intake is ready to come off, minus the fuel line. And those 3 tins on top. So we are very, very close. We'll put the lift plate on the engine right after that, pull the torque converter bolts out, and get ready to start lifting. This is why the LS is unquestionably the greatest engine in the world. First, you know it well. It's so simple. Single overhead cam means the wiring is simple. The whole engine's simple, honestly. You just rip it apart and go. So we will be ripping it apart and ripping a brand new one back in. I know we have light now and we could work on this thing all night, but we're gonna keep cleaning up a few things around here. We're gonna power wash the driveway, a bunch of stuff like that. And I've already put in a solid 8 hours of work getting these lights up and I'm exhausted. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. I gotta get this thing back on the charger because we need its battery to actually work before we disconnect it. Well, I mean, we can disconnect it whenever. Just stick it in neutral and get to work, and this thing needs recharge too. It's been sitting for too long. Well, the cars are on the chargers, and we just pressure washed everything in here to get as much mud out as we can. It's starting to look pretty good. And you know what? I think I might even add the 0 to 10 volt dimming to this so we can just turn the lights down a little bit. It is really bright in here. So everything looks really good out here, and we are quitting for the night.